Good morning, children. We have started with the fourth chapter, that is Animal Kingdom, in which we have completed up to phylum Platyhelminths. Today we will start with phylum Aschelminths. Okay, let us study about the general characteristics of this phylum Aschelminths. Phylum Aschelminths or the Nemathelminths are commonly called the roundworms. They are also called nematodes. Okay, and the grades of organization, or you can say that the level of organization is the organ system. Means in this organisms, the organ systems are produced. Okay, they show bilateral symmetry. Bilateral symmetry we have already studied, but let us repeat it once again. Bilateral means when the body is cut in the vertical plane like this, okay, the right and the left half of the body will be produced. That is called bilateral symmetry. If you see in this diagram, okay, when the body is cut from the central plane, the two halves will be produced, the right and the left half, which are equal or you can say similar, are produced. So that is called bilateral symmetry. Now the next feature is about the germinal layers. Children, these organisms, that is organisms belonging to the phylum Aschelminths, are triploblastic. Triploblastic means they have three germ layers. The outer layer is the ectoderm, middle layer is the mesoderm, and the inner layer is the endoderm. So they have three layers. You can see in this diagram, the outer layer is ectoderm, middle layer mesoderm, and the inner layer is endoderm. As there are three germ layers, the organisms are called triploblastic organisms. Now if we talk of the coelom or the body cavity, then they are pseudocoelomates, where pseudo means false and coelom means cavity. Okay, so they have false cavity. Why the pseudocoelom? Because the coelom which is present between the body wall and the gut is not formed of mesoderm. So it is called pseudocoelom. Okay, false cavity. Now habit and habitat. The organisms are aquatic, some of them are terrestrial also, means they can, some of the life forms belonging to Aschelminths are present in water and they are present on the land also. They are free living. They do not require any association or they do not require any substratum for their survival. Or they may be parasites in plants and animals. Parasites means they live in or on the body of the plants and animals, right? So they may be parasitic or they may be free living. Both the type of organisms are found under the phylum Aschelminths. Now digestive system is complete. Complete means they have two openings. One is the mouth through which they ingest the food, and the other one is the anus through which they ingest the waste material outside the body. So we can say that the digestive system is complete. Okay, and they have tubular alimentary canal with well developed muscular pharynx. The alimentary canal is tube like and it has very well developed pharynx in their body. Respiratory system in Aschelminths is absent. Circulatory system is also absent. Then talking about reproduction, the organisms are dioecious. That means sexes are separate. Okay, the individuals are separate. The male individual and female individual are separate, wherein the male reproductive system is present in male individual and female reproductive system is present in the female individual. So they are dioecious. They undergo sexual mode of reproduction. As they show sexual dimorphism, they undergo sexual reproduction. Okay. Then they have internal fertilization. Fertilization takes place inside the female body. The fusion of male and female gamete is inside the female body. And development is direct. That means there is no larval stage.
In some of the organisms it is indirect also, that is larval stage is also being produced, and the larva undergoes molting and finally grows into the adult. Molting means they shed off of the old hair and skin so that the new skin and hair can be produced, new growth can be observed in the organism, that is called molting. Now some unique features of this phylum are, they show sexual dimorphism. Okay, it is, sexual dimorphism is the morphological differences between the male and the female. The males are shorter than the females, or in other words you can say that the females are longer than the male, and this feature help them for proper copulation. Copulation means mating. So that is the unique feature of the phylum Aschelminths. Another unique feature is body is circular in cross section. Cross section means like this, when the body is cut in this way, this is cross section, or you can say it is a transverse section. So when the body is cut in the cross section, the body is circular. You can see here the body is circular when it is cross section. Okay, then syncytial epidermis is produced, it is formed. Syncytial means multinucleate. Okay, this epidermis, the epidermis which is formed of multinucleate cells, and multinucleate cell is formed because of the fusion of the uninucleate cells. When many new uninucleate cells fuse, it results in form of multinucleate cell, that is called syncytial. So syncytial epidermis is present in the Aschelminths, and they have thick cuticle surrounding to the epidermal layer. Then an excretory tube is present which helps to remove the body waste through the excretory pores, right? These organisms, as we have learned that they have organ system level of organization, excretory system is also present which is tube like, and this tube like, or you can say it is canal like, and this canal like helps in removing the waste outside the body. These are the pictures of various Aschelminths. You can see the Ascaris, roundworm, then Encyclostoma, okay, that is hookworm, and Wuchereria, that is filarial worm. It causes the elephantiasis diseases. You can see the lower limbs are swollen. So that is Wuchereria filarial worm. Let us have the glance at the characteristics which we have studied just now. Grades of organization in phylum Aschelminths is the organ system. Then symmetry is bilateral. They are triploblastic organisms. They have pseudocoelom, that means they are pseudocoelomates. They do not have true body cavity, but they have false coelom. Then they are found in water as well as on the land, and they are free living or they may be parasitic also. They have complete digestive system where they have two openings, one is mouth and the another is anus. Respiratory and circulatory systems are absent. Reproduction is the sexual reproduction and the organisms are dioecious. Internal fertilization is observed, that is fusion of male and female gamete takes place inside the body, and development may be direct, that means larval stage may not be produced, and it may be indirect where larval stage is produced. Some unique features are syncytial epidermis is produced, they have thick cuticle, an excretory tube is present inside the body which helps in removing the excretory products, or you can say the waste products outside the body through the excretory pore, and they show sexual dimorphism where the males are shorter than that of the females. And examples are Ascaris, Encyclostoma, Wuchereria. Here you can see this is the excretory canals. Okay, this is longitudinal excretory canal. Here you can find the transverse excretory canals, and here is the excretory pore. Through this excretory canals and excretory pore, the waste material that is produced inside the body is removed out. So that was all about phylum Aschelminths. Let us start with the new phylum, and that is phylum Annelida. Okay, they are ringed or segmented worms. Starting with the grades of organization or levels of organization, that is organ system. In annelids also, the organ systems are produced. They show bilateral symmetry. Now I think there is no need of repeating all these terms because you have studied it many a times. They are triploblastic, that means they have ectoderm, mesoderm and endoderm. These organisms are coelomates, that means they have true body cavity. Okay, the body cavity is produced by the mesoderm layer. Okay. Then habit and habitat. They are terrestrial organisms or freshwater or marine organisms. They are free living. They do not require any substratum or any host organisms for their survival, and they are parasitic, means they require a specific living host for their survival. Digestive system is complete, means they have two openings, one is mouth and the other is anus. Respiratory system is present. Cutaneous respiration takes place. Cutaneous respiration means there will be exchange of gases through the skin. Okay. They have branchial respiration. Some of them have branchial respiration, that is they respire through gills. Okay. They respire through the skin or they respire through the gills, right? When they respire through the skin, it is called cutaneous respiration, and when they respire through the gills, it is called branchial respiration. Then circulatory system is closed type. That means, see, till now you were learning that circulatory system is absent, and we have already studied that there are two types of circulatory system. One is the open type and the other one is the closed type. In open type, when the blood is pumped out of the heart, the blood doesn't enter into blood vessels because blood vessels are absent. So blood will be released in between the cellular spaces. Okay, it will be released in the space between the cells. Whereas here it is closed type of circulatory system, means when the blood is pumped out of the heart, the blood will enter in the blood vessels, and through the blood vessels it will be taken to all other parts of the body. Reproduction is of sexual type. Earthworms and leeches are monoecious. Okay, you can say monoecious or hermaphrodite. That means in earthworms and leeches, both the reproductive systems, that is male reproductive system and female reproductive system, is present in one individual only. Okay, whereas Nereis is dioecious. Okay, dioecious means both the sexes are separate. Right, we have already learned in phylum Aschelminths, both the sexes are separate, male and female individuals are separate. In the male organism, the male reproductive system is present, and in the female organism, the female reproductive system is present. And development is indirect. That means the larval stage is produced in their life cycle. Let us study about some unique features. Segmentation are observed. You can see here the body is divided into small segments. छोटे छोटे segments होते हैं या फिर fragments होते हैं, तो segmentation होता है body में, and segmentations are like ring. Okay, complete पूरे body में, पूरा जो body है उसमें segmentation होता है, so it forms the ring. Then longitudinal and circular muscles help in locomotion. Inside their body, the circular muscles are there as well as the longitudinal muscles are there, Because of that, the organisms can move from one place to another place. Locomotory organs are setae in earthworms and parapodia in Nereis, right? So these organisms, they move with the help of setae. If we talk of earthworms, they can move from one place to another place with the help of setae. So setae are called the locomotory organs. In Nereis, the locomotory organs are parapodia, with which they can move from one place to another place. Excretion occurs by nephridia. Nephridia are the specialized cells which helps in removing the waste outside the body, right? So with the help of nephridia, the excretion process takes place. Then paired ganglia connected by lateral nerves to a double ventricle nerve cord. This is also a unique feature. They have paired ganglia, and that ganglia are connected to the lateral nerves, which forms the double ventral nerve cord. Okay, this is about the nervous system. These are various examples of phylum Annelida, that is earthworm, then leech and Nereis. Let us have the glance at phylum Annelida characters. First one is they have organ system level of organization. They are bilaterally symmetrical. They are triploblastic organisms. They are coelomates. They have true body cavity. Then they are terrestrial, freshwater or marine. They may be free living and parasitic. They have complete digestive system. They respire through skin or gills or through parapodia in some of the organisms like Nereis. They have closed circulatory system, means when the blood is pumped out of the heart, the blood enters in the blood vessels. Reproduction is sexual, and earthworm and leeches are monoecious, means both the reproductive systems are present in the same organism, whereas Nereis is dioecious. Okay, that is the reproductive systems are present in different organisms, and development is indirect, that is larval stage is being observed. They have true segmentation. The body has the segments, then the segments form the rings on their body, and longitudinal and circular muscles helps in locomotion. There are different locomotory organs like setae in earthworms and parapodia in the Nereis. They have nephridia for excretion, and different examples are Pheretima, Hirudinaria and Nereis. Okay, Pheretima means the earthworms, Hirudinaria means the leeches, and Nereis. These are the different examples. Again, these are segmented worms. You can see leech. When the leech gets attached to the body, it sucks the blood from the body. So children, that is all for today. I hope you have understood the topic. Thank you.